Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a DIY minifig shadow box, just like this one you see here, for cheap, using no tools whatsoever. So if that interests you, it's coming up right after this. I came across many different channels that have shadow boxes. They show how to make a shadow box that will cost you like 65 bucks, some 50 bucks. But the way I'm doing here only costs you a few bucks using the dollar store or Dollar Tree. So let's get started. Okay, welcome back. This is what I'm going to be using. Two of these. You can get these at Dollar Store or Dollar Tree, and they cost $1.25. I don't know why they call it Dollar Tree. I call it five quarter store. But anyway, buy two of these for each one you want to make. And then the things you do need to make a basic one, you can customize this any way you want. You need a pair of scissors. So there are no tools. You don't need like a screwdriver or anything like that. And tape. I prefer this kind of tape because it's clear, and you'll see why. It's just regular packing tape. You can usually get this at the dollar store also, or Walmart or anywhere else, which of course will bring the price up a little bit. But this, I believe, is from Walmart. So yeah, that's the only two things you need. And then optional, you might need a separator, and I'll show you exactly why you might need one of those. So first of all, I'm going to change the position of this, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And another thing I forgot is either a knife or a razor blade. I got an old knife right here. A razor blade would work better, but I don't have one, so I use this right here. It does need to be serrated, so it makes it a lot easier. And a basic base plate. I use white, but you can use pretty much any color you want. So first of all, of course, you open them up. So okay, so we got the plastic off. Now what you do is you flip them over, of course, and see these little tabs here. We'll pull these tabs straight up. Try to get them as straight as you can. That is going to be important later on. So you can also use the Lego separator to do it. Might make them a little bit easier. That'll actually line them up straight like this. If you can see that, just put it underneath, and you put up against the edge there. They'll come out straight. You pull all this out. Doesn't matter which one you do, either the first one or the second one you pull out. You won't need that. So set that aside. There's one. Now this one here, you do need to save everything. So you do the same thing here. Pull them straight up. You'll see why later. Because these actually, you use the tabs to your advantage. Helps with lining it up, because since they're two separate pieces, they do get kind of hard to line up sometimes. So these ones here you're going to need. I can get them out of here without breaking the glass. Piece of paper you don't need. That can go. Let's see. There's a piece of cardboard here in here. You don't need that either. But yeah, that wasn't on there on the other one. So you want to save that. at least the glass. So put that over here. This piece of cardboard you don't really need. You can use it if you want to, but just keep in mind it does change the thickness, so the minifigs may not fit. This is made so that way minifigs fit perfectly. The only difference is if the minifig has a hat, it will kind of push up against it a little bit, but not enough to where it'll break the glass and like that. So you could use this if you want to, but myself, I don't use it. So I'll just throw that back there. But you do need to save the glass. And basic idea, the way it's going to turn out, on these ones here, I have a lip right here on the, it's basically the front. And it's the glass goes on, you know, in here like this. I just took it out. But you got two of them, so first you're going to have the lip twice. So you have that lip right there. The way you want to have it is where each lip is on the outside, on the back and on the front. And right now you can kind of see why you need these little metal things. They actually do two things in one. You can either do it like this, where they just line up and they hold it together, or what I do it for is to keep the plate in there. Now you notice the plate is not the right size. That's where the knife comes in. You see that's not lined up right. So what we need to do is we need to cut that. We do actually need to use that. So do keep that out. You can also use the glass, but kind of risks breaking the glass doing this. What you want to do is you want to measure this with the piece of cardboard here. What I do is I go one stud over because it doesn't line up exactly right. You're going right between the stud. And the first time we cut it, we have to cut it from the back. You'll see exactly why. Just makes it a little easier. So cut it just like this, and see how it lines up on the studs perfectly. Just kind of straighten it up here. Hopefully it doesn't hit the studs too badly. What we're going to do is we're going to, with a knife, just kind of engrave it here. I use a non-Lego plate because it doesn't really matter. Kind of go across here a couple times. You'll be able to feel it once it starts to really grab it. This just makes it easier to cut it with scissors. I don't want to go into my tote here either. You got both sides. Just have to flip it around. You should be able to see a line on there. You see? I don't know if you can see that line right there where it cut it a little bit. Just kind of line it back up there again, as close as you can. Now, this doesn't have to be exact, but you want it to be at least somewhat lined up. You won't see it anyway. Do the same thing here. This is the harder half because it's such a small percentage of the plate. That's why you want engraved. So that way it digs in there a little bit. You see some pieces coming out of plastic there. You'll see it starting to grab right there. It's really hard to get it straight, but you do want to get it as straight as you can. This is mostly to draw a cut line for your scissors. Otherwise you end up breaking the scissors. You don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and kind of go back a couple of times. There, that should be enough. We got a line right there. So now you can take scissors and you'll be able to cut right along that line without hitting any studs. So let me go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so there we go. It's cut. You want to keep the bigger part. The little tiny piece you probably won't need, but you do want to keep this piece for later because you will need it. As you can see, it's pretty close to the same size as far as the width. Then you might have some shards here. You might want to take either a piece of sandpaper or just run your scissors along like this, just to kind of sand it off and round it off a little bit. So it could get kind of sharp. So you could do that, just to kind of sand it off a little bit so it doesn't get so sharp in case you're rubbing your finger across it or something like that. So, and it's on both sides, so just do it on both sides. That way it kind of squares it off a little bit. Doesn't take too much pressure to do that. So there we go, we got that. Let's check it, make sure it's going to fit in there. It's not too tight or too loose. It's actually going to go this way on the back. Fits in there like it was made for it. Now you notice the little tiny space down here. There's no base plate at all. That's where this comes in. You can do two things here. You can either put this in there, as you can see, it fits perfectly. Okay, and of course all you have to do is cut the edge off. You do want to make sure that lines up with the studs, in case you want to use the bottom. Or you could take regular plates, like so, and you could just attach these and, you know, line it up down the bottom that way. But then of course you can't use the bottom. So let's go ahead and cut that off. Let's line it up. Should line up on one side pretty well. So we want to cut it right there on that stud right there. This, I mean, I don't need to cut it with a knife because it's such a short distance. I do want to kind of round it off just like the other side is a little bit. So that way it kind of looks professional here. Since that side there is rounded off from the bottom, so I've just rounded off that other edge. This you won't need, so you can throw that away. So we use just about every resource we can. We want to use as much of the plate as possible. I use a non-Lego plate because I don't really want to cut a Lego plate up, especially when they range from $7 to $14 a piece. I'm not going to waste that much. These here, I bought these at Walmart. There's like I don't know if it's a Walmart brand, it's some kind of weird brand that they have, and they sell for about less than $4. Sometimes they're even less than that. You can also use the dollar store one. I think they sell them at the dollar store also. And there you go, lines up perfectly. And in that case, you can also do the same thing as pretty much as the plates. So let me grab a couple plates, and I'll show you that next. Okay, so you want to keep this lined up. You pull it back out. To do this, just remember which end you had the little piece on. What I have here is I have 4 different variations. I have tiles, 1x2s, or brick, which is the plate. I also have these little guys right here, these little L things, and then I also have these ones with the little single stud. You can use any one of them to do this. They will all work. This one here will probably grab the best and hold on to the best, but what I'm going to use is these right here. Put that on my edge. Put that on the other edge over here. The reason why we do the edges because we're not going to be using the edges. That way everything stays lined up. We just turn around and connect it to that. Down there just like that. And there we go. It's all nice and lined up and all even. You might have a little bit of a crease in there. You can flip it around if you want. Might help to get rid of that crease, but it doesn't really matter so long as the studs line up. And doing it this way, the studs will line up. Yeah, see, that seems to work better that way. There's no crease there. So you do the original edge right there, not the cut edge. Cut edge you put down towards the bottom. There we go. Now here it's not really lined up exactly, or over here it's a little off, but it doesn't matter. You're not going to be using the actual back part of the plate. So you stick that in there. Here's where the little tabs come into play. Stick that in there, and there you go. You got it full size. I put this on the bottom because the bottom is less seen. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take, since this has 2 tabs on each side, we're going to take one tab, push that one down there as tight as you can to it to keep it in, and this one here we're going to do just the opposite tab on the other side. Just push it down against it, keeps it in there. And this is optional, you don't have to do the top and bottom, but I'm going to. We'll at least keep 2 tabs out. I've got this one here and this one here sticking up still. So see, that keeps it in there. It's not going to fall out or anything like that. And then we take that. Now we have this one. This will be the front. We do the same, basically the same thing we just did with that one. Put the glass in there. I'm going to do the reversed. Don't push too hard because it can break the glass or crack it. So the glass is the hardest to stay in, so you do want to kind of do them a little bit tighter, but don't press too hard because you can crack the glass pretty easily. And the glass is more optional. You don't really have to do the glass that much, but I prefer to keep the dust off. So you keep two more tabs here, and now flip that over. And the tabs just kind of help you line it up. See how it just fits right on there, nice and snug. You just line all this up, and there we go. You got your own little case right there. Now you're probably wondering how you keep it together. That's where the tape comes in. What I did is I taped the top, side, and the bottom. I also like to tape the back too, just to make sure that it stays together. You don't have to do it, but I did it on mine. So let me do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so there you go. What I did is I put one piece of tape right here, and two pieces of tape right here. Now this can also vary. You can also use regular hinges here on the side. This is like an aluminum, so you should be able to drill the holes in it pretty easily. They usually come with little tiny screws. Use the smallest ones you can find. Put one up in the top corner here, one here on this side at the bare minimum, maybe one in the middle if it comes with three. Now on this side, you put a screw, piece of cardboard with a hook. That way you can clip it together. So what I did a batch taping of it. What I basically have to do, I have to cut this tape every time I want to open it up. So let me do that. Let me show you how that works. I already put the tape on there, so we'll just take either a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, or something, just run it along the edge here, and we can open it up. And the tape will come off since this is aluminum, but just for this video, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. Run my fingernail in there to make sure it's cut. I don't want to break the glass or something. And it'll open up just like a normal hinge. See that? With the tape. And we can put your minifigs in there. And so, let me go ahead and show you how well the minifigs fit in there, and I will be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I got a minifig right here. I just pulled this out of my thing that I had a few of them. You'll need one of these for each minifig that you want to put in here. Just click that on the back here, and fits right on here anywhere you want it. I would suggest you skip one on each side, and you can start right here where that crease was, right above the crease. Now you notice the hair kind of brings it out, hair like this. It will bring it outward a little bit. So you just press the feet on there. And then the next one would go two over, and you put another one there. Just go ahead and let me keep the brick there so we can kind of see where we are. So you start here, like that. You skip two, so the next one will be right here. And you just keep doing that all the way over, and it comes out to where it will be right here. That'll be your last one. You'll actually have two on this edge, so you can start with two on this edge or two on that edge. It doesn't matter which direction you go. And then from here you go 6 up. So let's show you the aspect of how that works. So your first one will go right there. So then you go 2, 4, 6, and that gives you the next one right there above it. So it gives you just enough room. And for any accessories or anything like that. Now with her sticking out like that, I don't know about the hair, but let's see if it'll actually close. Might press up against a little bit. Not too bad. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, it pops your hair right off. So yeah, some of the female hair might get in the way, but if it had just regular hair, like female hair, without the little ponytail, it would work just perfectly fine. So there are some limitations to this, to doing this, but this is more like a temporary thing, not something supposed to be permanent. You might be able to get it to work without popping that off. Put it like closer to the middle or something. Stick it in the middle and see what happens there. That's why I don't put the cardboard in the back, so it does give a little bit. Yeah, see, now it works. So I would put it more closer to the middle. That way your base plate here, see how it bulges just slightly, which won't hurt anything. It'll bulge back, so to give you the extra room. So yeah, see, she fits in there perfectly. The hair's still there and everything. And so that's just the center. It's probably not exactly where it would go. And then we just retape this on the side. I'm going to upgrade with some hinges later on. So yeah, so that's how you make a do-it-yourself without hardly costing anything other than for the two frames, two picture frames. You can use any color you want in picture frames. They have all sorts of colors, but you do want to make sure they're at least a ½ inch wide right here. That way you have a full inch. The wider the better. So you can get them even wider than that, that's even better. If you are able to buy shadow boxes. I don't think you can buy shadow boxes at the dollar store, but if you can use just a regular shadow box and you just build it normally. So that's how you make the do-it-yourself shadow box, using very cheap items and picture frame. You don't have to do the Dollar Tree or dollar stores, anything like that, but that's just the cheapest place I can think of. So if you like this video, like it. If you don't like it anyway. And please subscribe and stay tuned for some more great videos coming up real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Please subscribe and hit that bell to be notified of videos I post. Thanks for watching.